Aha! Welcome everybody to Option Pit. We are back on our normal schedule. For all of you that missed me, I've been gone for like the last 3 or 4 days, but I am back. Mark will be out today on Option Pit Business. Welcome everybody to the volatility report in the morning. Blog from yesterday. Volatility orbits. Meaning what? Well, the little picture here I had, volatility at the money was growing a little bit, but on the wings it was like shrinking, especially down on the put side relative to the middle. So normally what happens when you're looking at volatility, let's look at the SPY. Okay. I mean, look at what we've got, right? We have a market literally that has been, after we kind of made this little rally, it is kind of stuck some, I don't know, you could almost put a center point here around 205, go down 5, up 5, down 5, up 5. And the market has enough movement from the at the money, just enough, right? And one of the things I've been writing about in our blogs for the last year is like the iron condor and stuff like that, where you're selling premium away from the money, has been the place to be. Selling premium at the money has been a little tougher because you have these kind of sharp, you get the sharp moves, but it's not enough to really cause huge pain because we seem to bounce. Right? And that's kind of what we got. And the European situation, besides Greece, seems to be getting better. There's still some uncertainty over oil prices and things like that. But you have to admit, it looks like one of the more crowded trades, getting a little squeezy, right? Doesn't like going below this level for all the talk of $30 a barrel oil, just can't seem to happen. Gets down to the low 40s and then seems to bounce like a rubber ball. So, and at the same time, we also have, demand effect. Prices have been cut in half, so there are going to be places that use more oil. It's as simple as that. So we do have this. We still have relatively high implied volatility, but as one of the points that we've been making is, I think the implied volatility has been at least, right? Look at the realized vol, has been in the 50s on average for the last 60 days for oil, right? So even volatility in the 40s has been, I'll just call it fairly priced. So until oil can settle, it's been a tough volatility sale, right? It's been a tough volatility sale. It might start to get better, but I would like to see like the realized vol start to drop a little bit in here. It just isn't, right? Not yet anyway, right? We started to have that one where we got settled here, but it didn't take much to come back up. So again, I think that's still a product prone to severe short-term movement. And I don't see any real sign that that's necessarily going away, right? The old oil was a 25 or less volatility product. Now it's clearly in another zone. Okay, so we've discussed trades about this. I don't think that's going away. The next place I'd like to look at for vol today in our chat, we've got a couple places, but let's look at some like 2-year volatility for bonds here. Okay, we've had a lot of, look at this, right? A lot of realized volatility in this area from what? Basically argument, will the Fed raise, won't raise, won't raise, won't raise, yes raise, no raise, and this has generated all this movement. Okay, it's now starting to look like some of that movement is going to start to subside with, we will have a 25 basis point rise sometime in 2015. Looks like it's getting pushed out. But for the first time in a while, we're starting to see slightly lower lows for like 20-day realized vol. Right, so maybe we can start to look at selling some premium. We'll start to explore that in the chat today a little bit. My last topic will be for today is like Tesla. right? So like looking for out of the money condors in the indexes, maybe selling some vol in longer term stuff in the bonds. We can make something work. And looking at a possible trade here for Tesla as the volatility just blew up huge. Actually, Mark wanted to do a ratio, trying to get a long ratio call spread. We didn't get anything on before we left for the holiday, but we'd like to see if we can get something out of there. One way or another, I think the stock is still prone to a pretty good sized move, so I think it's worth exploring that today, right? So if you look at it, right, whatever they're going to announce at the end of the month, they're going to love it, or they're going to hate it and get back down to here. But I still think there's another probably 10% move lingering in here on either the sell the news or it's so great that all the Tesla bulls get back again. So we'll look at figuring out ways to structure that. Other than that, as far as the day goes, I expect to see more of the same. We probably could be down 4 or 5 handles or up 4 or 5 handles either way, right? Or for the most part, the news is okay. And we'll just see how all that plays out. Right? But I don't think there's enough of a catalyst until we start seeing some really what the high dollar has done to earnings. And I think that's our last big question mark here. All right, everybody. You all have a good day, and I will see you in the chat today. All right. Bye-bye.